Hello, I'm going to do a slightly different video again today. You've got loads of Pilates videos to trot through, so I thought I'd do something for a bit of variety. So we're going to do a strength video again. So you can use weights if you want to, you can use water bottles filled with water or sand, you can use tins of beans, whatever you want to, or just your own arms. You might want a chair because some of them need a little bit of balance work, so if you want a chair, make sure it's a nice sturdy one. This is kind of sturdy. Or the sofa or something, just something that just gives you a bit of a support, or the wall. As always, check around you that you're not going to bash into anything, get your water ready. I'm going to do a standing warm-up to start with, and I'm going to run through a few of the exercises that I haven't done with you before, just so you know what you're doing before we do them in the main section. And we're going to do 30-second reps of each exercise, all the way through once, and then all the way through twice. And if you're being very good, we might go all the way through 3 times, depends how much I waffle on. So let's get this started. So if you need to stop me and go and get all your equipment, you can, and come back when you're ready. When you're ready, you're standing up, shoulders back and down, abdominals pulled in just a little bit to support your back, and tailbone, remember, points down, not sticking out behind you. And you're going to turn your head from side to side, so we're just warming up through the neck. So I'm aiming this for around about 30 minutes. We might go a bit over that, depending on how well you're getting on. And then look down and look up. Try not to force your head back, nice and controlled. I still want you to think about Pilates principles, so still lengthening the spine throughout, still drawing the abdominals in, drawing the shoulders down, reaching the top of your head for the ceiling, all that jazz. That'll remind you as you go. And then tilt your head from side to side. Try and keep the shoulders down if you can. So you're feeling that nice, just that little bit of stretch on the side of your neck. And then head forward, wind your neck in. Trying to lengthen the back of the neck here. Try and get rid of that knot of tension that we tend to build up at the top of the shoulders there. So pull back. Wind that head back a little bit and then ease it forward. Okay, so reset your head, ears directly over shoulders, and then nice big shoulder rolls up and back. Just let the shoulders squeeze together and shoulder blades slide down your back. So we're opening up across the chest. And then reverse your circle. Tuck your chin in a little bit if you want to get into that back of the neck again. Pulling the shoulders forward. Good. And then let your arms just hang by your sides and let them swing. Doesn't matter about how far they go, just feel them just starting to loosen up the shoulder. Let them swing. Soften your elbows if you want to. Start to let that range just increase a little bit. Pull the arm back as well, and that will work the back of the arm. You've got to work those muscles today, those triceps, so get them warmed up. Okay, and then bring your arms down by your sides. Have your feet maybe a little bit wider apart. Roll the shoulders back, and imagine being stood against the wall now as you slide one hand down your leg and up. So try to keep the shoulders back and feel a stretch down the side. If you're feeling it in the back of your hip, you might be dropping forward a little bit. And then if you want to, bring the arm over and reach out. As you reach out with your hand, press down in the foot to really ground you so you can get a good old stretch. Press into your foot and reach with your hand. We're just getting the sides of the bodies warmed up. And then we go for our twist. So come back to the centre, fold your arms, have them lower if you want to. The most you want is the outside, the top of your elbow there lined up with the top of your shoulder. Keep your hips still, zip the centre and twist. Easing round. Now this warm up, if you're feeling a little bit creaky today, what I would suggest is you just repeat the warm up again. Go through it all twice. That's a good thing with a video. You can stop it and start it and come back in when you want to. You might be visited by a greyhound. He's not around at the moment. He's lying in the other room, not feeling too well today. I think he ate his breakfast a bit quick. He might come and join us in a minute. Alright, and then bring your arms down by side, and I want you to just gently rock on your feet. Just to wake up the lower leg muscles, because some of the moves we're going to do a few lunges and squats. We need the strength from the lower leg muscles for balance. So just rocking, hold onto your chair or the wall, or whatever you're using for balance if you want to. Just allow you to come up and down. Feel the calf muscles contract as you lift your heels. Feel the shins contract as you lift your toes. So we're waking up the lower leg muscles. Really good for your circulation as well. Stay up onto the balls of the feet. See if you can let go of what you're balancing on. So if you're holding the chair or the wall, see if you can just let go. If you can't, you can't, doesn't matter. But see if you can pull those heels up. And slowly down. You're just going to rise up onto the balls of your feet. Stretch your toes out now. Lift up. Really pull the heels up towards the back of your knees. And slowly down. Have your hand near your chair or near the wall so you can just get that extra bit of support if you come up a bit too high. One more, come up. And slowly down, good. A few squats, not deep ones because we've got quite a few squats to do today. So just shallow ones. So arms out in front and sit into your shallow squat. So what I want to be doing is loosening the hips and just thinking about your technique. So as you sit into your squat, try and avoid looking down at the floor because that's going to bring your shoulders forward. You want to still have your chin sort of on that shelf position. So you engage across the back of your shoulders as you sit down. Just nice, comfortable squats for you. You don't want to feel that your legs are doing too much work yet, but you want to feel those joints loosening up. Check your knee position. When you sit into a squat, make sure you press a little bit of weight into the outside edge of your foot so that your ankles don't roll inwards. Sitting and standing. That's it. Okay, now I'm going to put a couple of the moves in that we're going to do in the class in a bit. I'm going to put them in just to familiarise you with them so you're not worried about doing them when we get going. So first one we're going to do, she says reading the notes, is a rear lunge. So hold onto your chair for balance if you've not done them before. And all I want you to do is step quite a long way back with one leg. So you step back on the ball of your foot and you bend the other knee. Keep looking forward and pull yourself up. And you do that side again. So you step back, I'll do the other leg so you can see that side. So you step back quite a long way so you can bend the front knee, making sure the knee doesn't travel past the toes. Good. And then if you don't need the support, you can let go and touch your hand to the floor, sort of racing start position, and pull yourself up. It's really going to work the bum muscles. Down and up. So we're just going to do a few of these nice and slowly to get used to it, because when we put the timer on we'll go a bit quicker. So you engage across your back. You don't have to come all the way to the floor if you don't want to. You can stay high enough to hold onto the chair. But I want you to push through the supporting leg. So this front leg, push down as you come up. Couple more just to get used to it. Lovely. So that's a rear lunge. So we'll do them in a bit. Then we're going to do some Arnie presses. So I'm going to do it without the weights now so you can learn your technique. So you're going to bring your arms up, so your elbows level with the front of your shoulder, top of your shoulder, that shape. Take your arms out and push up. Bend your elbows and bring them in. So do it again from the side. So out, up, down and in. Out, up, down and in. And I want you to think about working across the back of your shoulders on this one. So you've got to make sure those elbows are wide enough that you can feel muscles that are around your shoulder blades working. So you're trying to get your hands about level with your ears. A couple more. Out, up, down and in. One more. Out, up, down and in. Lovely. Right, so that's that one learned. Making notes, I hope. Right, we're going to do a rear lunge like we did before, but this time we're going to add on to it. So again, hold on to your chair if you want to. Feet wide enough apart for balance. You're going to step back, and as you straighten the front leg and come up, you're going to bring this back leg through and up. Again, I'll do it on the other leg to show you from that side. So you're going to step back, bring that leg in and up. And when we do this one, we'll do it alternating legs. So holding onto the chair if you want to. So lift, step back, step in and lift. If you haven't got a chair handy, you can use the wall. But I've got some tricep dips to do in a minute to show you that you will need a chair for. So if you haven't got a stable chair handy, you get to miss that one out. Woo! Because you will need it. Okay, and again with this one, if you don't, she says falling over, if you don't need the chair for balance, go down into your racing lunge position, come up and then bring the knee up. Step back, drive through that front leg, up and lift. A couple more, step back and lift. And again, step back and lift. Lovely. All right, now tricep dips, back of the arms. You will need a chair. So you can use a dining chair or you can use the base of your sofa. So you just move the cushions so you can get your hands on the base. And it's the heel of your hands you want there. I'll do it this way so you can see me. Sorry about the noise of the chair scraping. So you sit on the side of your chair, on the edge of your chair, and you put your hands, heels of your hands on the chair, and then carefully wiggle your bum forward until it's just off the seat. Well, you want you to feel it against your back, and you bend your elbows, squeeze them together, and then push yourself back up. So you have got some weight on your feet, you're not going very low, just enough to feel the back of your arms working. Squeeze your elbows in, try not to let them drift apart and up. You're going to feel it in the back of your arms. When it gets too much, you just sit on your chair and have a little rest. So you've got to decide on your own furniture whether it's stable enough. If it isn't, try it another day when you know you've got your room sorted out. So that's going to be one we'll do in a bit as well. She says, scraping the chair along the floor, sorry. Right, so quick shoulder roll. So we've just learnt a few moves that we're going to do. I think that's all the ones that'll need a little bit of practice. If you need to stop the vid and practice them a bit more, do so. But then we're going to get going. So I'm going to do you 11 exercises, 30 seconds each. If you're going to use weights, now's the time to get them. I'm going to start with a simple one, just bicep curls. So nice and simple to start with, and it'll be for 30 seconds. Right then, here we go. So feet apart, arms down by your sides, bring those weights up and down. Now keep your back straight. If you're doing bicep curls with the correct weight, you could stand against the wall and still lift that weight. If you're doing it with a too heavy a weight, you wouldn't be able to. So that's your technique. Zip up, reach the top of your head for the ceiling. Squeeze your bum muscle a little bit and spread your toes. Yes. Okay, then we're going to go into some squats. So bring the weights to your chest, sit your hips back and down. and up. If you don't want to do the weights, you can put the weights down and reach forward with your arms like we did in the warm-up. Keep your chest lifted. Use the muscles across the back of your shoulders. Don't let your weight drop forward. Sitting and up. Weights are close to your chest, so you're not putting too much strain in the shoulders. Okay, then you're going to face me, and you're going to take your arm out to the side. Just one arm. I'm starting with my right arm. Just that arm out and down. Keep your shoulders level. Lift and lower. This is kind of your learning route circuit. We're going to do it again in a bit. So this is the one where you get your technique and you breathe in, sort it out, and then we've got our lunges. So put your weights down, hold onto your chair, step back, bring the foot in. You can let go of the chair if you don't need it into your racing position. Step back. Really grind down through this supporting leg. Push into it. We're only doing the one side. We're going to do our arm raises on the other side in a minute. So have your weight somewhere you can reach. Come up, grab your weight and lift it out to the side. Reach up through the top of your head, zip the centre. We're going to do our rear lunge on the other leg in a minute. Good. Okay, put your weight down. Step back and in. Step back and in. I'm going to change legs so you can check my technique. Keep your chin lifted. Remember, hold onto the furniture if you don't want to balance and reach all the way to the floor. Push to that bent leg. You will feel your bum muscles tomorrow. Smash in. Okay, both weights now. You're going to step 1 foot forward, hinge at the hip, weights either side of your front leg and pull back. Upward row, pull back. Squeeze your elbows together at the top. Good. Squeeze. Back to those squats. Bring the weights to your chest. Sit down. I'm going to add on if you want to. You sit into the squat. As you come up, you take your leg out to the side. Lateral raise. Squat, get your weight on one leg, move the other leg out. If you don't want to, stay in your squats. Smashing. Nearly done with this set. Arnie presses. Weights up, out, lift, out and in. Out, lift, down and in. Out. Tighten that belly as you lift those arms. Support your back. Use your back muscles. Good. We've got our rear lunge with our leg lift now. So get your balance, step back, bring the foot in, lift the knee. Change sides when you're ready. Step back, in, lift. Changing from leg to leg. Find your balance. Hold onto your chair or your wall if you need to. Or touch the floor if you don't. One more. And then we've got our dips. So sit onto the edge of your chair, wiggle forward, bend your elbows. Not too low. Use your feet, especially if you've never done these before, press down into your feet because you're going to feel that on the back of your arms. Keep your chest lifted. And have a quick rest. How was that? All right? There's a lot to go through. a lot of changing, but I'm going to go through it again. I'll get this to stop. We're going to do it again. So our second set, you're a bit more familiar with what you've got to do, so you might find you can work a little bit harder. So quick rest, check you've got everything you need. Set, do 30 seconds. Are we ready? Bicep curls. Let's go. So we're working shoulders back, bring the elbows, bend the elbows, squeeze them to your ribs and lift your hands to your shoulders. Use the muscles across your back. Zip the centre. It's going to be followed by squats. Okay, weights at your chest or put them on the floor. Sit back, drive through those heels as you come up. Good. Might find you can sit a little bit lower now. Keep that chest up, especially with the weights by your chest. Don't drop forward. We're going to follow this with our arms out to the side, our lateral raises. Okay. Arms down by your side. I'm just going to do my right arm, so get your feet a comfortable distance apart. Raise your right arm. Don't lean to the left. Shoulder height at most. And we're going to follow this with our step back, our rear lunge. Okay, just put your weights to one side, don't want to trip on them. Step back with your right leg, touch the floor if you want to, and bring the foot in. Keep using the muscles across your back to support it. Press into this front foot. Really good for strengthening the bum muscles. This, you'll feel it tomorrow. Okay, then we're going to do the lift the left arm, shoulders back, you're going to raise the left arm up. Keep reaching your head for the ceiling. And this will be followed by our rear lunge on the other side. Starting to breathe a little bit heavy maybe. Take deeper breaths, don't pant. Okay, put your weight down, don't trip, and you're going to step back again. You're going to step back and drive through. I'm just going to step back with the other leg so you can see what I'm doing. Step back, drive through. Now keep that chest lifted. It's very tempting to drop forward. You use your back muscles. Push down into the supporting foot. Lovely. And then we've got our bent over row. Oh, we didn't do bent over row last time. Squat and leg raise. Did we do bent over row? I can't remember. And step forward. You're going to bring the weights down by your side and pull your elbows back. You might have missed this one out. Whack. Pull the elbows together. Keep that back straight. Don't round it. Okay. Weights at your chest for your squats again. So sit down and up. And this time if you want to, as you sit, as you come up, you can take the leg out to the side. You use your bum muscles, squeeze. Sit and up. Bring the weights up. Do your Arnie press, take them out, lift, down and in. Out, up, down and in. Out, up, down and in. Out, up, down and in. Use your muscles, those big muscles on your shoulder blades, use them and really improve your posture. We're going to follow this with our rear lunges again. So you're going to step back, put that foot in and lift your knee. Changing from side to side, so step back, and the foot in, lift the knee. Hold on to your chair if you need to, or let go if you don't. Drive through this front foot, it's going to make a big difference to the move. And last one is our tricep. So sit on the edge of your chair, bring your feet forward slightly, wriggle your bum off the seat, bend and straighten your arms. Push down into your hands. If you can't find a sturdy chair, leave this one out and do it another day. Squeeze the elbows together and have a quick rest. Right, how are we feeling? Have a quick drink because we're going to go through it once more. So I want to make sure that you've got them all right and got your best out of them. So quick drink, quick shoulder roll, quick hug, stretch, everything loose. Last set. So I'm expecting big things out of you this time because you've done them all through. I think I'm still not sure about that bent over row. I'll have to watch it back and have a look. So shoulders back and down, arms down by your sides. We'll start off with our bicep curl. Are you ready? Let's go. Elbows by your sides, lift. Remember, back against that wall on this one. We're going to follow this with some squats in a minute. So lift, nice and controlled. Don't fling those arms about. This is your last set, 3 times 3. Zip the centre. Really be careful on your technique now. If you're starting to feel a little bit tired, that's where you start to get your injuries. Squats, weights at your chest or put the weights on the floor. Sit back, drive up through your feet. Let's squeeze your bum at the top. Press into the outside edge of your foot. Keep those knees apart and let them travel inwards. We're going to follow this with our arm raises. Face forwards, roll the shoulders, lift your arms, just like you're calling for the buzz. Lift your arm out, try not to lean the other way. So I'm doing my right arm, so when we go into our rear lunges, I'll move my right leg. That's the theory. Good. Really straighten that upper back. Okay, weights to one side. You're going to step the right foot back and bring it in. Hold onto your furniture if you want to. Just resting your fingers on it will just give you that bit of balance. Drive through that forward foot. And follow this with our arm raise on the other side. Step far enough back that that knee isn't travelling past your toes, remember. Okay, then left side, arm down by your side, you're going to lift it. No higher than your shoulder. So we're not tipping over the other way. Zip that centre, and then we've got our rear lunges to do with our left leg going back. Okay, so weight down, hold on to your furniture, get your balance, step back with your left leg and in. You can touch the floor if you want to. It's going to mean you go a little bit lower and really use your bum muscle, but if it's not good for your knees, keep upright a little bit more. We'll follow this with our bent over row. Okay, so grab the weights if you're going to do them. 1 foot forward, bend at the hip, arms either side of your front knee and pull the elbows back and together. So really pulling back, feel that stretch across your chest. Pull back. driving your elbows back and together. We'll do some more squats in a minute. Good, this exercise, lark, isn't it? Okay, back to the squats. So you're going to sit, come up, and if you want to, take the leg out to the side. So sit and lift. Really squeeze your bum to get that leg to lift. If you want to put the weights down, it can affect your balance. So put the weights down if you want to. I've got our Arnie presses to do in a minute. Okay, arms up, elbows level with the shoulders, weights out and lift. Now you're going to really tighten your belly now. As you raise those arms up, I don't want you to feel it in your lower back. So squeeze that centre in and make sure your tailbone points down to your heels. And then we've got our rear lunges with our leg lift next. We do another 2 sets, I'll have remembered them. No? Okay. Just a thought. Now step back, bring the foot in and lift the knee. I'll do it this way as well. Step back, foot in, lift the knee. And you're going from leg to leg, so you've got to do that little transfer of your weight now. So furniture might be useful just to hold on to all the wall. Step all the way back. Nice long lunge. And our tricep dips, it's come round quick, isn't it? So sit on the edge of your chair, wriggle forward and bend your elbows. Make sure you can feel the edge of your chair against your back. If you go too far away, then your shoulders take all the load. Push down into your feet a little bit to help. Push yourself up. Good. Push up. And sit on your chair. Give yourself a hug. That's 3 sets done. Goes quick. Give yourself a nice hug. Okay. Give yourself a hug and a stretch. Nice bit of stretching now to finish us off. Or finish the set off, whichever's more appropriate. Good. Anything within these, I don't have time to talk much. Sure, I don't teach stuff like this very often. I like to talk to you while I'm doing my exercises. Or you're doing your exercises. And let the arms swing again. Just let them swing. Get that full range out of your shoulders now. Reach with your fingers as far as you can. And on your next one, with your arm raised, I want you to just bring it back so it just rests lightly on the back of your spine there. And you can use the other arm just to give it a little bit of a push up, and you're going to feel a stretch down that arm. Try not to press onto your neck, so see if you can still look forward. Stretch these arms out a little bit. Pulling the elbow back to the wall behind you. Okay, with the same arm, bring it across your front. So you're bringing your elbow across to your opposite shoulder and give it a little squeeze in. So elbow to shoulder and squeezing. I'm turning around just so kind of get an idea of what I mean. It all just looks like I've got my arms tied up together. And then the other side. So lift the arm and bend the elbow. So you're trying to put your hand on the top of your spine. Use the other arm just as a bit of support. But I want you to think about bringing the elbow back to the wall behind you. Just stretch out the arm. Pull the elbow back. There he is. Hello, mate. Might be a cat watching you, you never know. And then bring the arm across. So with the arm bent, you're bringing the elbow across to the opposite shoulder and then giving it a hug with your other hand. And then take your hands behind you, just rest them in your back pockets, pull the shoulders back and press the chest forward. If you want to deepen this stretch, hold your hands together and push your hands down as you lift your ribcage up. You might be able to move your arms a little bit away from your body for a deeper stretch in the front of the shoulder. Pulling the shoulders back and down, lifting the torso. And release, and a nice shoulder roll. Let's just loosen those shoulders a little bit for the legs. You're going to take a step back. You're going to keep your weight long and you're going to push your back heel into the floor. Again, hold on to the chair if you want to. So the front leg is bent about 45 degrees. Make sure you can see your foot in front of your knee. Push your heel into the floor and reach forward. Nice length and exercise for the back of the leg. Now slide that back foot in until your toes are on about the same level as your front ankle. Straighten the front leg and bend the back leg. And push your hips up to the ceiling. I'll do it front on, you might be able to see what I mean. So you've got one leg straight, one leg bent, and push your hips up to the ceiling. I want you to feel that stretch in your bum. You push your hips up until you can feel a stretch in your bum. And come back up. Now this leg that was the front now goes to the back. We put the heel down on the floor, we bend the front knee and we lean the torso forward. Going to stretch out the calves a little bit. Because you use those muscles quite a lot for stabilising in lunges, so I don't want you to have tight ankles tomorrow. And then slide the back foot in till it's about level with the front heel. Bend that back leg, straighten the front leg, and then push your hips up to the ceiling. I forgot which way round I was now. So push, straighten that front leg and lift your hips up. Keep your back nice and straight. Use your upper back muscles. Don't slouch over that leg. Push your hips up. I'm resting my hands on the legs, but I'm not pushing down. It's just for support for the torso. And then come up. Nice back bend. Round your spine. Bend your knees a little bit and pull yourself up. Open that torso out. Stretch and breathe deep. And again, so as you bring your arms round, bend your knees a little bit, sit into a very high squat and breathe into your back. And then push through your feet, straighten your legs, straighten your hips, straighten your spine and open out. Reach your fingers, try and touch the walls. And again, curl inwards, make yourself as small as you can. Tuck yourself in. Use your abdominal muscles to tuck your tailbone under. Pull your shoulders down a little bit. And then open. Feel your joints straighten and open. Reach your arms up to the ceiling. Pull your shoulders down. Keep your hips still and do a little sway. Feel that wall behind you, touching your hips, touching your shoulders, touching your head. Just swaying. Straighten up. Roll the arm, bring the arms down and roll the shoulders. And my dears, I think we're done. It's not too far off 30 minutes for me, that is it. Right, hope you enjoy that. Let me know what you think. Polite comments only, please. And I'll be in touch soon. Bye bye.